better leader in your life and in your business, then you are in the right place. Hello, I'm Katie Phillips. I founded the School of Self-Love, and this is my Friday weekly self-love wisdom session. And I'm so glad and so excited to actually begin a series now with these sessions. So every Friday at 12, I'm going to come to you and do a little teaching. Hello, Flo. And I'm so excited to start talking about leadership, because here's the thing. The women I'm working with, whether they're in my Evolution membership group, whether they're private clients, whether they're group coaching clients, whether they come on retreat with me, these women are all leaders in some way, whether they're desiring to lead in their household, or more often than not, desiring to lead better in their business, whether they're entrepreneurial and running their own business, or whether they are employed by a company and in a leadership position. I mean, here's the thing, we're all in a leadership position, right? Are we not? In some way, we are leaders, whether we're, oh, sorry, what was that? Sorry, something just came up on my message and I missed that. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, Flo. Hello. Oh, hi, Izzy. Thank you. Oh, yeah, these are my babushka earrings. Thank you for noticing. Hi, Sonia. Who's on Facebook? I can see a couple of people are joined. Say hi when you're there. But yeah, don't we all want to be better leaders? Yeah, don't we? And aren't we, those of us who desire to lead better, aren't we done with leading and then feeling completely depleted at the end of the day, feeling exhausted, not feeling in full alignment? I mean, here's what I hear from a lot of the women that I'm privately coaching, and they are absolutely in leadership positions in their companies and businesses. They don't feel fully themselves. They actually feel a little bit scared to bring themselves fully into the workplace. You know, if they've got a little bit of woo-woo going on, a little bit of like psychic gifts perhaps, or spirituality, it's like, can I really bring that into the boardroom? Is that okay? And it's like, well, unless you're being fully who you are, how can you be a full leader? Yeah. How can you expect people to follow you if you're not really following yourself? If you're not really truly there for yourself, how can you expect the people that are looking to you for inspiration, for wisdom, for guidance, for answers, for solutions, how can you expect them to come to you and rely on you and trust you? Why would they follow you if you're not able to be fully, truly who you are? Does that make sense? Hello. Oh, hello, Topeka. Nice to see you, darling. I was just trying to work out what your handle was there. Yay, good. Mandy, hello. Nice to see you. Oh, Sophie, hello. Are you still in Paris? Nice to see you too. Anyone else joining on Facebook? There's a few of you. Say hi so I know who I'm chatting to. Yeah, I love that you joined in with this topic too. So for some of you who are a bit new, you're going to see I'm looking at two different cameras because I'm on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Yes. Okay. So I want to do really short, snappy sessions every Friday. I don't want to keep you for very long. This is like a coffee break situation. I've got my cup of coffee here in my mug. This is going to be quick and simple. As I said, I'm beginning a series of sessions. The focus is on leadership. I'm not going to be teaching how to be a leader. What I'm going to be teaching and sharing and opening up discussion around is how you can lead yourself better, how you can be a more aligned leader of your own self and therefore your own life first before going out and trying to lead others. The truth is, you'll never have to try and lead others. You'll never need a step-by-step guide on how to be a leader. When you're leading yourself, others will magnetically come to you. You don't have to try and get them to. They'll want you to. You'll be leading by example. You'll be walking your talk. They'll want to be around you. They'll want to be in your energy. They'll want to be in your space. You will inspire them. They'll want some of that. They'll be looking to you and be like, I want what she's got. I want what she's got going on. If you really fully trust yourselves, then you will very naturally be modeling to your team, to the people around you, how to trust themselves. And therefore, they will just naturally trust you. If you trust yourself, they will trust you. We model by example. You don't have to learn. I'm really big on this. You don't have to learn the step-by-step guide on how to be a leader. Your energy is everything. Your leadership means you fully bringing all of you into the picture, into the scenario, the situation. Yeah. Is that making sense? Liz, hello. Nice to have you. Sophie's back home. Good. Okay. Who else is here? Anyone else? So before we, to kick off this season of this conversation, and by the way, because those of you who are live, if you've got anything you want to say, please throw it into the comments. That gives me something to bounce off, and then we can actually have a conversation. So if you've got any contribution at all, don't hold back. If you've got any questions, please don't be afraid to ask. I'm here to answer the best I can. I really do want these sessions to be a conversation and a Q&A, as well as me doing a little teaching piece over the coming weeks. And I think this is going to go on for quite some weeks. I'm going to share a little bit each week on how you can activate your feminine energy just that little bit more. Because here's what I find in most women. We're all really adept at operating from our masculine energy because that's just what we were shown. And there's nothing wrong with it. We need our masculine energy because our masculine makes shit happen, right? It makes things happen. Our masculine gets things done in the world. Our masculine ticks off to-do lists. Our masculine does the Google search, picks up the phone and calls that person, right? Our masculine makes stuff happen, so we need it. It's wonderful. I'm not all about sitting on a meditation cushion and manifesting and praying and just hoping stuff will happen without actually lifting a finger to do anything ourselves. But what I am saying is I would invite you more into the space of the inspired action. So I want your masculine to be in action in a way that is inspired. And that comes from your feminine. And unless we learn to engage the feminine, we're going to get burned out with all the doing and the action taking that's coming from a place of needing to feel significant, of needing to feel seen and heard. It's a way that we feel safe in the world by constantly being in action, constantly doing. It's like if I'm doing, if I'm busy, if I feel busy, if people see me as being busy, then I'm significant and I'm important and I'm meant to be here. And then fundamentally, when you go down the rabbit hole to the foundational piece of what we're all searching for, it's, I just want to feel like I'm enough, that I'm worthy and I'm meant to be here. And we've learned to do that by just being bloody busy all the time. But we want to bring in the feminine because the feminine, by the way, the feminine does take action. All of the qualities of the feminine, which I'm going to go through in a minute, are doing words, right? They are doing words, being, surrendering, allowing, receiving, creating. They're all doing words. But it's coming from a place where we feel really aligned with the truth of who we are. We're creating space, we're creating time to connect in with the truth of who we are, to feel into that. And from that place, we can inspire our masculine energy into action. So we're doing in the world from a place that's aligned with the truth of who we are. It feels really good for us. And yeah, we're not going to burn out, right? We're not just doing for the sake of doing. We're not doing to tick basic human needs of significance and love and, safety and security. Hi, June. Happy belated birthday to me. Thank you very much. Yes, I had a great birthday week last week. It was awesome. So like I said, we're going to be journeying over many weeks around how you can activate your feminine energy because you've only learned how to do it life from the masculine. Yeah. Step one to activating your feminine is awareness. It's awareness creation. Step one to any level of transformation is creating awareness. So we're going to start with something really, really simple today. We're just going to look at the qualities of the masculine and the qualities of the feminine. And I'm talking about the energies of both. This isn't a gender piece. This is not whether you're a man or a woman. Every man and woman have masculine and feminine energy within them. So I know there's a few of you on this call who've done this work with me before, so we're going over old ground, but I don't think it really hurts to kind of check in and go over old ground sometimes. So we're going to just look at those qualities, and I'm going to invite you to, as I read the list of these qualities, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and feel the words that I'm sharing with you and feel how predominant is your feminine energy in your life and how predominant is your masculine energy in your life. And I'm going to invite you to be really brave and feel into that without any judgment, without any level of like, I'm getting it right, I'm getting it wrong, because I know that you're going to be a high achiever and a bit of a perfectionist, I bet. And I say that because I attract people like me. So I'm outing myself there, and we want to get it right. So like, you're going to listen to these words and you're going to want to be able to say, oh, I've got that balance perfect. But you might not, and that's okay. That's okay. We've got to start somewhere. Awareness is the first step to change. Now, before I go into that list, Deepika has said it's integration of both where the masculine supports the feminine. It's integration of both where the masculine supports the feminine so you can bring forth the creativity that's within us. Amen to that. Beautifully said. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So close your eyes if you're up for it. And just feel into these words that I'm going to share with you right now. Okay, just feel into these words. Being, doing. Senses, thought. Abstract, concrete. Body, head. Patient, impatient. Allowing, pushing, controlling. Soft, hard. Power, force. Surrender, aggression. Nurturing, rushing. Calm, busy. Receptive, assertive. Tranquil, striving. Right brain, left brain. Intuitive, analytical. Creative, logical. Receiving, thrusting. So I wonder if you could tell which was the feminine and which was the masculine. For clarity, I'm not making either one more right than the other. We actually need them all. Sometimes, we're going to be busy. Sometimes when we're so inspired by our purpose and our mission, that the inspired action we take has us be really busy. And that's awesome. Nothing wrong with being busy, as long as we're not just being busy for the sake of being busy. Senses versus thought. Nothing wrong with thinking. We need our beautiful brain. Of course we do. But we've forgotten how to engage our senses. We've forgotten how to live intuitively, to trust our feelings rather than having to figure everything out from our head. So the masculine, the home of the masculine is the intellect, it's the brain. Wonderful place. The home of the feminine is the body. She's connected to her spiritual truth. Within the body and within the connection to her spirituality, she feels a lot. I was just on a call with somebody a moment ago, a potential new client, and I had tears in my eyes, and she was like, wow, you really do feel everything, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And I'm unapologetic about that. Like, that is an important sense. It's as important as my incredible brain. I have an intelligent brain, so do you. And I have beautiful emotions that can serve me just as much, if not more, than my intellect. I can't think myself out of my problems. I can't think myself free of the blocks that I have in my life. Not all of them, some of them. I can't think myself through my childhood wounding and programming and conditioning. I can't think my way around that. I can't think myself into happiness. I can't think myself into peace. But I can feel into all of that. I can use my emotional range, my emotional capacity. I can tap into my feelings to heal my childhood wounds, to reprogram my childhood conditioning. And a good leader needs to be able to do that. That's called having emotional mastery. I have had bosses in my time that did not have emotional mastery. I wonder if anybody can relate. They weren't good leaders. They were erratic. They were all over the place. They were quick to anger. They were quick to go into victim. They were quick to blame. It was like treading on eggshells. They were mean. They didn't inspire me. They led through fear. But they did that because they were being operated by a little boy or a little girl inside of them that was wounded. And they hadn't taken the time to do the work, to spend time with that part of themselves, to heal that part of themselves so they could create emotional mastery and bring themselves into the world in a way that was like inspiring and trustworthy. I didn't trust them. I didn't know what I was going to get from minute to minute. You know, I want to be led by somebody who has emotional mastery, who's there for themselves. And if they're upset, they let me know. If they're having a bad day, then let me know. It's real and it's human. That's what the feminine's great at. What else was I looking at? Being versus doing. That's fairly obvious, isn't it? Yeah, being versus doing. Any comments from anybody while I'm going here? Just resonating with anybody. Oh, hi, Sana. Nice to have you. Great to have you. Right brain, left brain. Yeah. Creative, logical. We need both. How often do we engage our creativity? Again, creativity comes from our soul, doesn't it? Not from our head. So we can feel more full, like a more well-rounded version of ourselves when we can bring the feminine in. Yeah, does that make sense? So what I would invite you to, and I'll probably share this list somewhere. When I reshare this video, I'll pop this list in as a little like meme. And I want you to just spend a little bit of time connecting with the qualities of the feminine and then connecting with the qualities of the masculine, and ask yourself, how much do I allow my feminine to show up in my life? And how much do I allow the masculine to show up in my life? And how does that make me feel? And how do I desire to feel? How do I desire to show up? What do I know I could do better with? What do I know I could do with calling in more of? What elements could I call in more of? It may well be, there could be some people on the call here that are heavily in their feminine, not enough in the masculine. Yeah, and that could be true for you. It's not often the case. Most of the women I'm working with are way more heavily in their masculine and need to learn how to bring the feminine in. But I tell you what, I know for sure, on my own journey of learning to connect in with the feminine, and I know I've done this analogy before on a live, but if you could imagine scales, and if this way is the masculine and this way is the feminine, if I was very heavily in my masculine, my work in terms of activating the feminine had me move way over into the feminine. In fact, I did an experiment where I did nothing for a week. I really did sit in the space of just total being and total surrender and total receiving mode, which was very challenging at the time, but I was way over in the feminine. And at first it was a very uncomfortable place to be, until it became, after some time, a more comfortable, and month on month on month, a more comfortable place to be. But then I kind of found myself so in my feminine, I wasn't getting anything done. You know, I just wasn't getting anything done. So then it was about bringing it back into balance. And for me, that actually required me to heal some beliefs I had around the masculine. And I had to notice that my masculine energy, there was a disempowered element to that. So like a whole other level to this learning is uncovering the difference between the empowered and disempowered masculine. And my disempowered masculine was absolutely leading with fear. And I was doing from a place of fear. And the voice that was telling me to do was mean and nasty and kind of like school principal, like had the whip out. And that wasn't great. So I had to learn to trust my masculine, because here's the thing, our masculine energy loves us so much that it wants to serve us fully. It wants to make our dreams happen. The desires of the feminine, the heart of the feminine, the inspiration of the feminine, our masculine loves us so much. It wants to make all of that happen. It wants to make our dreams come true. It loves us that much. So we have to develop a really healthy relationship with our masculine as well. So there's a whole other level to this. For today, for now, what I'm inviting you into is just basic awareness creation, just checking in with these qualities of feminine and masculine. You might want to write some more of your own. This is just a little list. And feel into what feels true for you, what feels comfortable for you, what you might feel like inclined to want to change, transform, to heal. Yeah, we're going on our journey. Malka, hello, honey. Nice to have you. How do you find the balance between how you desire to show up and the present moment of what's alive for you emotionally? Well, that's a beautiful question. So what I'm reading into that is, for example, because I don't know what's going on for you, but for example, in the present moment, you might be feeling really freaking angry about something, but you desire to show up in an empowered way, in a confident way, in a way that has other people feel that they can trust you, and that you're kind of your best version of yourself. But meanwhile, you're really, really angry. And the work is to regularly commit to acknowledging and feeling your feelings so that they don't build up to a place of feeling perhaps explosive, and then you're unable to show up in the way you want to show up. So it's just really, it's bit by bit by bit committing to, like I said, acknowledging how you feel every single day. And those feelings that need full expression, it's creating a safe container of safe time and space for you to just feel those feelings and release those feelings on a daily basis. And when you first start, it might feel like you've got like a backlog of months or years probably of stuff that wants to come through and be felt. And then it will become more of a maintenance plan. So for me right now, I'm like more of a maintenance plan, albeit with my perimenopause, I have days where it like really flares up and it's really, really, really challenging. And I really have to put myself first, like absolutely non-negotiably. I come first so that I can be with and feel and allow those really big hormonally induced emotions to come through. But I hope that's helpful. Perhaps putting yourself first more often will be really important for you right now. Yeah, we can't show up for anybody else unless we're showing up for ourselves first. Is that helpful? If I've understood your question right, Malka? Sophie's saying, so relate to this, the disempowered masculine. Yeah, that voice that's like got the whip out and saying, try harder, Katie, do more. You're not doing enough. You're falling behind. You're not good enough. That would be the voice of the disempowered masculine. Yeah. You're welcome, Malka. I'm glad that I got that right for you. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, everybody, we'll have a beautiful day. Today is literally kickstarting weekly conversations around this masculine feminine balance, because I know you want to feel more empowered in the world. And this is an absolute key to that. As is self-love, right? Loving yourself enough to do this deep work, to bring yourself back into balance. Okay, have a beautiful weekend. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you Monday morning for our morning self-love and success ritual. Okay. Oh, Izzy saying you always say the right things at the right time. Well, you apparently just tuned in at the right time, Izzy, so that's wonderful. Thanks, Liz. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.